Hello, everybody. We're back. It is January 5th, 2020, our first live stream tabletop role-playing game of 2020. Lucasgvariety is back with friends and crew and frenemies like Melody Jacobs, and we're back to play some Robotech, the MACROSS SAGA, episode number 4, right? Episode number 4. So if you're following along, you'll know it's like the actual Robotech anime series, except that our characters go ahead and just change the whole thing up, kind of. So that's really about it. And I think that's all. I'm turn over to the RM so he can kick us off properly.
Yeah. I am the Robotech master Harukajunko, and I am here to say welcome back, everyone. I'm really glad to be back in the seat here, ready to kill the players in the new year. Start it off in a good way, remove all the problems. Like the players.
Mainly the players, yes.
All
of my pilots are the problem.
And maybe your addiction to wine. I'll just say, I'll just rewrite your character now. Doesn't like wine.
Addiction to wine.
Drama.
It's going to be a problem.
Drama. Alcoholic.
Yeah.
Drama. Not enough alcoholic.
Yes.
Competing dramas.
But, so... Last time we ended off, you guys had just fought off an enemy scout ship that had approached. The vessel having attempted to engage the SDF-1 while it was in the middle of picking up chunks of a city that it had teleported unknowingly into space. Most likely the captain's fault.
Yep. You can't trust those scientists, man. They don't know anything.
Luckily, through the efforts of both the pilots of the Robotech Defense Force and the players, and the really big guns on the SDF-1, they managed to destroy the scout ship and fight off the enemy in order to be able to rescue the ships, the shelters that they had left floating in space after the full space jump. And now at this point, it's been about a week since that incident. The SDF-1 has rebuilt the entirety of MACROSS City inside of the multiple layers of the SDF-1. And I will switch this over to a nice little picture for it. Inside, the city looks like it always had, outside of the fact that it's now in a giant ship in the middle of space near Pluto. But everything's there. The old bookstore, a couple of restaurants, the arcade is still there and it's gotten up and running.
That large pillar of random material made of metal that they don't understand why it moves on occasion.
Yeah,
Perfectly normal city.
Perfectly normal city. But it's been about a week since the incident. The city has been rebuilt. The Prometheus and Daedalus, the two carriers that had been positioned off of Macross Island, have been brought in and attached to the SDF-1 as sort of wings towards the side of it. This allowing both an increased complement of Veritech fighters, along with better places to be able to launch the fighters from, along with extra places for destroids to be standing, and just generally more room for storage and other materials. This is at this point, I ask you guys, what are you doing during this week, now that everything's been going on?
So I have two questions.
Yes.
First, it's out of game. We rebuilt the entire MACROSS Island city in a week inside a ship that doesn't actually properly have the same layout.
Robotechnology.
Robotechnology, that is literally all I'm going to say on that one.
Thank you. It's
Robotechnology, you don't gotta explain shit.
So it's the magic of this world. Okay, perfect.
Through the magic of Robotechnology.
Yeah.
Okay. Second question: in game, will we have had a chance to relieve the stress? Because I think you said something about that. The stresses that.
I'll say that it's been a week since the last thing. You can reset your stress things unless you have a drama. Your drama stress must stay. Which I found out something. If you have dramas, your dramas actually take up stress boxes.
Oh,
and you mark a D inside of your stress boxes.
Wait, I definitely have two. I think you better have me look at my character sheet, Mike.
Yep, let me look at your character sheet.
I have, I think,
Do,
I have
do,
two
do.
dramas and then stress already, so I should have 3 stress, right?
Yep, but we can clear out one of the stress. So instead, you can just put 2 Ds inside of 2 of the boxes
Oh, goody.
You're a double D,
Interesting.
to
aren't
mark it
you?
with dramas.
Done.
Luckily, you can only have a max of 3 dramas at once.
Oh, phew.
So
So-
you can, so your entire stress bar can't be taken up for it with it, but it does limit how much stress you can take in the middle of combat and such.
So,
I miss Cindy so much. I can't fight today.
Yeah.
Stop being a drama horse.
so I got rid of my regular stress just by being able to rest, but the drama stresses are still there.
The drama stress you actually have to sit down and try to figure out how to fix.
Oh my gosh.
Interesting.
Like this is supposed to be playing a game. Like this sounds like work here.
Oh yeah, woohoo! I set up an entire business in your Blades in the Dark game in one session. I don't want to hear about work.
That was your choice. I didn't make you do anything.
Exactly.
I didn't make you do anything.
I built a global empire, rebuilt a global empire
3
of religion
rolls.
in one session. Shush.
Yeah. See, look at the work he's had to do for your Blades in the Dark game. I don't want to hear anything about work, Mr. Lucas.
Yeah, you're causing the drama yourself, so there.
Well, yes, this is perfect then for this show. So that was semi-Archie, semi-Lucas. All right, that answers my question. I will try to look at my dramas. That's what I'm going to be doing. Think about how I need to approach them. So that's me.
All right, so I'll be scrolling up to that. Miss Fayt, who's totally been here, guys, playing Melody Jacobs.
I think I've been really, really sick. Yeah.
The basic idea I had was you were assigned to one of the other squadrons that was unfortunately 90% wiped out, and you kind of got folded into Silver Squadron at the start of the week.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Which of course leads to the interesting scene of Lucas in one of the briefing rooms having been assembled along with Chuck Burning, Alex Max, and a couple of the other random faceless NPC pilots who are always wearing this, this little mask that's covering all the way up to their eyes, so that way they can't actually be seen.
Someone
save
create
budget.
Chuck Burning.
To save budget, because we don't need to animate mouths. But it's about that point, and you have been, Melody, you have been summoned to this briefing room to be introduced to your new squadron leader, who you understand is one Archibald Silverworth.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh yeah. Let the good times roll.
Do I have a gun?
Probably.
No, you do not have your standard issue sidearm right now because you're just out and about doing your normal thing.
I have a knife. That works.
Okay, I'll let you have the knife. It's like-
Sure,
it's
I'll
like a
use the knife.
It's like a Swiss Army knife, it's a little pocket device.
I don't need any weapons. They just make stuff fun.
But you have been summoned to this, of course, to meet your new squadron, since people are getting moved around to new squadrons. And it's just general. This is the first time a reorganization has been able to happen since the full space jump, which you remember in character happened, and you guys ended up near Pluto, along with the entirety of Macross Island and a whole bunch of aliens that seem to want to kill you. But yeah, you're standing right outside of this briefing room. Do you head inside, or do you attempt to run and beg for a different command slot?
I've already done that, I think.
Probably. And they're like, please, we don't actually have time to argue for this.
Yeah, I'm
The
resigned to my
captain literally
fate.
yells, "Hey, I have time to argue." No, we don't have time, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't
Don't
have
get him
time.
involved. Do not get him involved.
He'll scream about wine. And whine about wine.
And the person who stocked the wine that didn't stock enough.
Yeah.
But yes, I guess I will resign to the fate and go into the room.
So in walks Melody Jacobs, which, if I remember correctly, the two of you you and Archibald Silverworth have a bit of a background.
Oh yeah, we have some history.
Yep. We've been working on it.
And of course, Chuck Burning, the number 2 man in the squadron, goes, "Hey, Archibald, isn't that what's her face?"
I think. Are we in the room that she's coming into?
Yeah, you've been like sitting in the briefing room. You've been getting new members have been shuffling into the room and introducing themselves. Most of them are no-name people that I will not introduce or assign names to.
Perfect. I think he just he's sipping on something, and he like looks up, and then looks down and is like, "What?" And then does the spit take, like. I look back at the manifesto. I'm like, "Oh, that Melody Jacobs."
Yeah, he knows
And
so many
he's just
women.
like he's just to his feet suddenly, and it's like brushing off, like, yeah. How do I look? Come on, and shaking Chuck like, how do I look?
Yeah. He's like trying to adjust your hair and kind of flatten it a little bit. It's like, okay, you look good, man. Go.
Okay. I know.
This is happening right in front of you as you enter the room for your new superior officer, technically.
Yeah. How many people are in here?
There's let's see,
A
you've
safe
got
number to keep me alive.
There's no safe numbers for you.
Well, you see, you've got Archibald, you've got Chuck Burning, his wingman, who I don't know if you know him. He's definitely kind of just been there, making sure to keep Archibald out of trouble. And then there's also that really big performer from the Macross Day concert, Alex Matz, who's sitting there in a RDF uniform. Looks like it's wearing, cadet tags.
I'm just sort of looking back and forth, trying to figure out what's going on between those two.
And then, of course, there's about 6 other... Yeah, there's about 6 other people who are just, other squadron members, for Frank, Ruperto, Rosami, all these other random people, Amaro.
No one that's like any bigwig or anything else, just squadron people, right?
Yeah, it's just the faceless squadron people that are totally important characters and not wearing their red shirts today.
Red shirt, brown pants.
Yeah. All right.
I think, I don't know. Do you approach me? I mean, am I still getting ready when you approach begrudgingly, or am I rushing to you?
Do I even have to approach you?
I don't. I'm assuming if you're getting assigned to me, there would be like an official, like, "Hey, you work for me. I work for you," or salute, whatever, right? Introduction, like kind of like when Rick got his 2 subordinates assigned to him.
Yeah, but I don't know if you're that formal.
Oh no!
I'm just gonna walk in, find the nearest empty chair, and ignore you. I'll talk to the person next to me. Hey.
How lecherous does he go? Is he approach you from the front, or is it something like, "Here's some hands massaging your shoulders"?
Oh god! Oh god!
You gotta start this off right.
Let me roll a die, may I? I just don't know where Archie's at.
Yeah,
right now.
no. Just just roll like a D6 or something.
A D6.
Oh dear god!
Just randomly, Hayes turns around and looks at the captain and goes, "I have to fill in a form, I feel."
I think 1 to. I think. Oh, he's dealing with his squad, so I'm gonna give him a 1 to 4 that he doesn't.
We're gonna need a bigger notebook of forms.
I'm gonna sort of look at Chuck and ask, like, is he always like this?
No, there's only one person that I've heard stories of that he acts this bad with.
And so he does this like really long, stiff-legged, like real, I don't want to call it goose step, but just a real stiff-legged step up to the front, like, Corporal. Jacobs. It's been what, since Ontario? The Night of Nights? The Passion of Passions?
All right, I'm going to stand slowly with a very big smile, going to like I'm about to salute and slap him as hard as I can across the face.
Luckily, I'm not actually going to have you start rolling combat stuff because I found The combat rules, you can, if you roll well enough, you might just kill him.
Woohoo!
So let's make some rolls, right? No, I
Yeah,
No.
roll those
Yeah.
dice.
I think as far as the drama goes, I definitely expected the groin kick, but I think we're probably going to work up to that. So I think the face slap is a good start.
Yes, you're getting slapped hard.
So like I'm saluted like this. It's like
And
Oh.
the rest of
it's
everyone else in the room is just kind of watching in real confusion. The corporal slapped the
Person in
sergeant.
I'm like, Lieutenant. I look at the one. I'm like, Lieutenant, and this is not an issue of rank. Anyway, Jacobs. Nice to see you again.
I can't say the same. I'd sit back down.
I don't know why you're angry. Why don't you let me take you out to candlelight dinner? We'll take a night on the town. It could actually be a day on the town. Who can tell we're in space inside a ship? It doesn't really matter. I'll take you out on the town, and we'll catch up and we discuss Ontario.
I'm taking notes for a song based on this.
You don't back away, what, Lieutenant? You're going to be on the ground.
Second lieutenant, but all right. I said
Well,
no
as
issue.
second lieutenant, you're going to be on the ground.
That was clever.
Second
That's why I
lieutenant
love
second lieutenant is lower rank. I don't know if
Yeah.
you realize.
it. But he's
Lieutenant.
gonna make sure he still wants to make sure the rank is correct because he's just an ass like that. Anyway, he's just like, all right, well, noted. We will talk again very soon. This is why I love you, and you know it.
And I don't know if the captain's paying attention. Like, if the captain's been making the round through all the briefing rooms during the reorganization and all that.
I imagine I've spent more time with the mayor
Mm-hmm.
in the bill and the scientists. I've had to have some moments with the scientists where it's been real close to beating him because it's like, you're supposed to know how this stuff works before you turn it on, you asshole.
Any
no,
other
so-
one.
Yeah, but hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can discuss it civilly again. No. Okay, explain it to me again why you just screwed up and didn't tell me before I turned it on.
Sir, and the scientist with you is one Dr. Emil Lang. You from his briefing, or rather from your dossier report of all of your highest ranking officers and stuff, he is more or less the head robotechnologist on board. He was born in Germany, and he's really just the top of the smartest person on this boat that knows about Robotech.
He's got the Robotechnology mug, and he's got the pocket protector that takes up a whole chest plate of an armor piece. Yes, I get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does he still have pitch black eyes?
Yes, his eyes are pitch black darkness. There's nothing there. No light
So
can
weird.
escape.
And so we can see in the darkness of his life because he's got nothing but Robotechnology in it. Move on.
But
Answer my question, science man.
sir, I'm letting you know that we haven't actually had any practical tests of all this equipment. I hope you understand this.
No, not really, because we turned it on and it immediately. No, 1 second. Did the opposite of what it's supposed to do.
Sir, the fold space jump did exactly what it was supposed to do.
No, not that.
No.
That was my bad. I probably shouldn't have turned it on, but I was kind of panicking because the entire planet worth of artillery was raining down our heads.
Then which part are you most upset
I'm
about?
a little upset about the holes in my new ship. I mean, they're being repaired now, but the moment battle started, suddenly I have 10 to 12 new holes popping up in my ship as we launch gravity generators the wrong direction.
To be fair, sir, they did go against the gravity of the world, but I understand where your anger comes from. We had not a chance to practically test them on a ship this large. We only used test scale models. Using it on this scale was literally the first time ever in any circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
did
why there
your
are some
s-
bugs
did-
in the system.
Did your smaller tests not show that such a device didn't create a localized field of anti-gravity, but simply provided additional lift surfaces?
When we tested it on the smaller models, the models stay connected to the pieces that they were basically they were built into, and everything lifted like normal on the smaller test scale.
So it was an oversight in the structural integrity of the vehicle defined as the SDF-1 versus the test subject. Okay, moving on. Why isn't my guns working?
The main gun is not working due to, and he points behind him at this giant sparkling gas that's behind him. One of the most important things to the ship, the well, rather to explain it in layman's terms, part of the ship is missing, but left behind this when we did the full space jump.
So we left a what portion? The actual fold space generator or the engine itself?
The engines themselves are fine. It's the more or less the fold space generate jump device that we've left behind.
Okay.
And the problem here is that also directly powered part of the main cannon.
Okay, so it was auxiliary power generation for the main cannon. Okay.
Now, we do have a way to get around the possibility of not being able to fire the cannon in the current mode. We could do the transformation that I sent up to your room.
Yes, I do have some issues with transforming a battleship-ish. You know, we're going off relative scale here compared to other vessels.
Of course.
With a city stuck inside of it. Did you forward this information before they started building, or did we realize this afterwards?
This was something, unfortunately, we realized afterwards due to all of the commotion and hubbub around not dying.
Okay. Well, then I need you to get one of your team to forward warnings about this procedure out.
Of course, we've already been...
Minimize casualties, because if something makes us do this transformation, I'm going to point at you. I'm just going to put it on the table right now. I'm going to point at you first because they're going to point at me, and that's how this goes. We're going to point at each other.
We will. I've already had one of my teams working with the places that will be suffering the most damage with the transformation, and been talking and sending information to the mayor and the citizens of MACROSS City about this. The best we can do in the case of an emergency transformation, though, is limit casualties.
That's exactly what normally happens. We have to limit casualties by making hopefully not happen. Have the security bunkers been integrated into the city as if they were just normal buildings or not?
Correct. We luckily have established this. Luckily, the security bunkers were actually established last inside of the city, so we were able to establish those in safe areas.
Good. Make sure you have some form. Have the guy going out to inform the locals about it. Also, try to establish basically like when we got the pilot's helmet on a HUD display. When something happens, when we sound the alarms, those things light up like a Christmas tree, saying, "Get here and be safe."
Right now, we've integrated a emergency warning system both into the speakers of the ship, which Lieutenant Hayes will be able to sound off, along with using the TV screens on some of the buildings to direct people to the nearest bunkers.
All right.
That's about the best we can do on short notice, sir.
Considering we don't have the resources we'd normally have, we're doing great. Figure out how to bypass the fold space. We don't need it at this juncture. We're safe, but we need to find out what's going on, and we haven't got any communications from Earth yet, so we need to find out. So we're going to make best speed back home.
Which we do have another report that came in. We believe that the enemy forces, which from intercepted communications, along with what they have told us from your attempt to negotiate with them, the Zentradi, we feel like they may be jamming our communications to Earth, trying to keep us separated.
Well, of course. I mean, we're the asset they came all this way for wherever they came from. So they're going to try to keep us from getting reinforcements. And we're going to do the exact opposite. We are going to move in that direction. We are going to sustain casualties, and we are going to be in a fight more than once. But they don't seem to desire to destroy this ship, and we're going to have to use that to our advantage at times.
Of course. If there's nothing else, though, sir, I need to get back to figuring out how to slip past all of the problems that we are having.
When you've got your teams assigned, I want you to focus on getting every single bit of advantage out of this Robotechnology. Go crazy with it. Don't use it until you run it through me, but don't use the book. Throw that book away. You know how a gun fires, and you know how a reflex cannon fires. Forget that. Start over. See what it can do.
Understood.
And he points at like the gas stuff.
Mhm.
See what you can do with that. If you can get rid of it, or you can utilize it, put it back in the furnace, so to speak.
Yes, sir. We're already working on that, and we've got teams assigned.
Good job, man. Let's get this fixed. This isn't our fault. I'm just mad because I had to watch the ship pull itself apart, and that's never happened before. Let's not make it happen again.
Understood.
Dismissed. Have a good day. Get some rest. Start fresh.
And he salutes and he walks off, which it's definitely going, the air around the entire crew seems a little on edge. There's 70,000 people plus on this ship now, most of which civilians, and answers are nowhere to be found currently.
That means I need to do that.
But, of course, it's... After this, though, you guys do have a week of downtime, so to say. What do you guys want to do now that there's actually time to breathe and just relax for the first time, even though the relax is not the correct word?
Salve for my face right about here. Not so much here. Or here.
You're kind of like,
here.
Yeah.
And I want to work on a drama, however that's supposed to work. But that's me. You don't have to go right to me. I know the area I want.
I'm just going to pull it up so that we can get to it. But,
I think the captain would be mostly spending his time trying to write up something that could go out to be basically like his column in a newspaper type thing, because he figures the first thing is going to get back to be news in that town. Just to basically let him know what he knows, sanitize a little bit, because he's still military. But just to go, okay, we're in the crap, but we're in the best position to be crap because they're not going to shoot us directly at this time. So inside here is the best place to be while we try to get back to where we want to be.
And of course, there's, everyone's actually doing their part. The civilians have tried to make normalcy come back to a livable standard. Several of the restaurants have actually petitioned for extra rations. That way they can reopen the restaurants, try to bring some level of civility back.
Yeah.
It's good. Ooh.
He would, by default, not authorize full double ration, but he would definitely ration assignment in a half.
Ration assignment in half. All right, yeah. So
you don't want to go too quick, too fast, going full double, because he doesn't know right now if he can replenish.
Yep.
Because Robotech does a lot of crazy stuff, but if something's broken right now, because we just did that fold space, it might not work yet.
But with that, with you authorizing that, they will be able to be open to a bit of a smaller crowd, but they will be able to be open. Which, who knows, it may improve morale around the ship, or actually open up different story paths later on.
He wants to do double, but he doesn't. I wouldn't feel it's too early.
Worry. Yeah.
And until we get the next hurdle, I don't think he's gonna once he gets the information that the ship's stable type thing. Give it time after all this. The ants have gotten to run all over the nest and make sure the pipes are in order.
Do we have farms on the ship or something to grow more food and rations?
I don't think those were established, but I think there are, there are probably some level of what's the word for it?
Hydroponics?
Yes, hydroponic farms.
I mean, it was
Uh,
implied that that kind of stuff would exist, but it never actually went into
Mhm.
it in the actual show. So that could be something you could bring up or take
Yeah,
to the
so-
mayor, Mr. Celebrity.
There'd probably be
Mhm.
like grow lights too, or some certain like lights with the water, as far as what that would have already been established on the ship, right? In preparation for that.
Yep. Yep, which which also just for you, Lucas, and Fayt, because I don't know if you know, but to simulate basically day and night, the lights on the ship will actually go from full brightness and dim down, and then dim back up to full brightness over the course of the day.
Oh,
Earth Day.
I don't know if Archie did know that. I remember that from the show, but
Mhm.
so yeah,
I just wasn't sure, so I was just letting you know.
No, I appreciate it. So yeah, they could go on a date, is what he's thinking, during the night. That's all. That is all.
So next we will go to Fayt. Fayt, you Melody's, she's been a test pilot, and I don't know how well she's. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask Jacobs, was she part of like out of character, or maybe in character? Was she part of the last battle, or did she like what happened there? Like, 'cause I think Archie would want to know, but he'd have to probably send Burns to go ask her because, well, or I don't know if there's like a report, because like, was she a part of this last battle, or did she miss
That's
it?
what he said that I was. My squadron was pretty much wiped out.
Okay, so you were part of it though, that last. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. That's I just wanted to know. I wasn't sure.
Not very many of us left.
Yep. Just remember, all of the mechs that are not piloted by main characters are made of explodium.
Because Robotechnology.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a big freaking place, right?
Yeah, no, the ship itself is 1.2 kilometers long.
Almost a
and-
mile.
Yeah. It's separate. The city itself is separated basically into 3 layers across a good chunk of it, but not like the. Yeah, across a good chunk of it, most of the buildings have obviously been scaled down a little bit so that way they can fit in.
I guess I'll just be walking around the new shops and everything else, kind of talking to people and seeing how things are progressing.
All right, so for the most part, life seems to be going back to a little bit of normal. Some shops have reopened, some are still deciding if they're going to reopen or if they can even reopen. Of course, obvious ones that are still open are ones that still have their full stocks with them. There's an electronics store that's still open. There's a jewelry store that's still open.
Where's the
There's
bookstore?
yeah, the bookstores managed to salvage most of the books that were from the initial teleportation into space. But the books there covers just about anything fantasy, sci-fi, which you're currently living.
I'll probably hang out in the bookstore for the most
All
part.
right. Anything particular you're looking for?
No, just something interesting. I don't really have a genre or something that she's looking for.
All right. You find a fictional story. It's called Laudable Aspirations of the Exorcist, a Fate Forfeit.
Okay. That sounds
It's a yeah, and the back little caption of it is it's a story of more or less an exorcist in a fantasy world trying to avoid both his own fate that has been foretold to him by a gypsy wanderer, while also trying to help others with his abilities to exorcise the spirits of the dead. It's
Sure.
about 300 pages.
I'll take an hour.
Yeah, it's you can pick it up with your normal amount of money, with the money that you have, just on pocket, and there you go. Got
Yeah, I'll do
something
that.
to- Yeah,
Nice cool book.
Yep. Now you got something to read when you're bored, or when you're avoiding him.
And something a little bit more to hit him with.
Mhm.
Too bad it's not a thicker book. Where's
Mhm.
Edgar Allan Poe?
Do they still have news? Oh, wait, there is newspapers on the ship.
Yep.
So that's an option.
Roll it up and strike me with it and tell me bad boy. Spray me with water.
Yeah.
And next, we're going to go to Alex Matz. Mr. Matz, well, what are you doing now that you've been forcefully conscripted into the RDF under threat of death?
Yes. Out the airlock if I didn't join.
I was
It was a
polite.
fairly good deal. It was a fairly good.
I
Um,
didn't even say it out loud. He just understood the informant. Good. He's a smart lad. Smart lad.
Basic. I think you said like something along the lines of "You'll make me disappear for good."
Yep. You like to
so
disappear? I'd
I've been-
make it a reality.
So what I was thinking is, since I'm obviously not used to military rations and food yet, I'm going to go see if any of the restaurants have actually got anything more like the fare I'm used to from tours.
All right. There's a couple of different restaurants open. There's a Korean barbecue place that was opened up. You remember it was just another one of the restaurants. There's a hole in the wall noodle shop that's set up down one of the alleyways. There's a TGI Fridays off in the corner that no one actually goes to, but somehow it makes enough money to stay open.
I used to
sounds
love
oddly
that
specific.
place.
I'm gonna go to the hole in the wall.
And there is one last place. It's a Chinese restaurant that seems to have been a fairly big staple of the old Macross City.
Did I ever get a chance to visit? I don't think I ever got a chance to visit that while I was on tour.
I don't think you did. You probably were getting rushed around and stuff.
I think I'm gonna go there.
All right. And so as you enter into the shop,
Here we go.
it's recently been reopened. The tables have been set out, and you're greeted by what looks to be a fairly attractive woman. She looks a little bit on the younger side, but she's there with her family, and she says, "Oh, welcome to the restaurant. Can I get you a seat?"
Yes, please.
All right, seat for one, or are you having guests come with you?
Just for one, please.
All right. And she goes off and she leads you to a table and she pours you a glass of water and hands you a menu. It's the standard stuff, but she doesn't seem to. But one thing you've noticed probably is that she's not fawning over you like most people usually do. That you don't.
That's refreshing.
Yeah, she hasn't asked for autographs, sign this spot on my body, please.
Oh
Any of
God.
those things. That's something that just comes with being famous at that point. But the food there for the restaurant is fairly good. Definitely, from what you heard, was a staple of Macross City, and you can kind of taste why in the food. Which the food is generic Chinese food number 3. It's really well put together. It's good. It's chicken noodles with some dumplings.
Yummy.
And for the most part, it's fairly nice. You see a couple of other RDF personnel, civilians going through, and for the most part, you're actually left kind of alone for once, and able to just kind of enjoy food.
So, Soundwave, you mentioned actually an interesting idea. Talking to the mayor about farms, and so I just had a thought. This is all out of character, obviously. Is try to get this staple of normal life to try to improve morale or something. Is trying to get the farms are up and running to provide food for this restaurant and others and stuff. So that's just the thought I had right now.
Which
And so I guess I'm.
I just want to interrupt. The name of the restaurant, by the way, is the Nyan Nyan. I'm not actually kidding. I had to
Oh, I
look
know.
it up.
I know.
What does it mean?
It's
Cat noises.
cat noises.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Yeah, it's cat
yep.
noises.
Cat noises?
Yeah,
It's
Nyan.
not, doesn't actually.
It's cute.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually mean anything. It's
Yeah.
just sort of the sound a cat makes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nyan.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
watch
perfect
any
stuff.
anime with a little girlies or something, whatever, you'll have
Nyan.
Hey, cats make that noise.
Mm-hmm. But that's the actual. Like, I'm not even kidding. You can look it up on the wiki. That is literally the name of the Chinese restaurant. Of course, that's for Macross because I don't think they actually ever named it in the English version of Robotech. But we're going with it because it's hilarious.
I think it was usually referred to as
Minmer's restaurant is open today.
Yeah.
So.
they serve cat. Nyan Nyan.
Oh my god.
I mean, you know what? I'm not going to dig into that one.
shots fired.
sorry.
There's not a whole lot of food on the ship to go around.
Right? Pets are disappearing.
You do
This
notice
is
that they
Lovitch
do
meat
have a
pies.
giant tuna set up in there, though.
I'm gonna politely ask about the giant tuna. Where did that come from?
Oh, well, one of the Robotech Defense Force people found it floating in space.
Really?
Yeah, so they brought it in here and thought it could help.
There really isn't a whole lot of food to go around on the ship. I wonder, do you think the restaurants around on the ship could do with any more?
Well, having more food in general would make it easier to run the restaurants. And I mean, it seems to be making people happy, so who knows? Oh, though, did you hear? And she kind of gets really excited as she starts talking to you. They're gonna hold they're actually still gonna hold the Miss Macross competition.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on, out of character, have I heard of that?
I'm gonna say yes because it seems to be like a fairly popular thing.
Was it annual or biannual? How often did it occur?
Think it was annual. Thinks annual.
Okay. You mean that annual singing and dancing competition?
Yeah. It's also a beauty contest.
I'm not really from.
You should participate.
I've never really attended one before. Not from around here.
Oh, well, maybe if you get off work sometime, you can check it out when it's going on. It should be held in insert amount of time. You know what?
Robotechnology time.
Yeah, the same Robotechnology place, the same Robotechnology time. But I'm gonna sign up. So I really hope that I win.
Oh, you really? I'm
Mhm.
sure you'll do a great job.
Thanks. My name's Minmay, by the way.
Nice to meet you. I'm Alex Matz.
Nice to meet. Oh, weren't you that the singer at the Macross Day thing? I didn't know you were a soldier.
Not until recent. Not until recently. But you know, they need all the help they can get.
Yeah, you must have joined up to help out the protect people, right?
Something like that.
Wow, it's so amazing. Well, I hope you enjoy your food.
Thank you.
And she goes off and she starts serving other tables and that stuff. And yeah, no, that's really the end of, the interesting stuff at the restaurant. You pay and it's general fare, which your lifestyle can cover and all that. And yeah. Anything else any people want to do? Because I think Lucas wants to attempt to fix his dramas.
Yep.
Which I am scrolling around to find. There we go.
Eventually, I'll have to get back to my baby mama drama, but she's not speaking to me right now. So for now, I'll go with the first two that I actually have written down on my character sheet.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not looking at Fayt. No, I really am a nice guy in real life. Just getting into character.
Lies, all lies.
By the way,
didn't
Fayt's
know
known
we
me the
were
longest
role-playing
out of everybody in this room. She's known me since high school,
Yep.
so she can attest to all the truthfulness I speak. Anyway, I think I'm not sure how to approach the rivalry with Skull Squadron since Roy
Go
doesn't.
talk to Roy.
Roy doesn't know there's a competition. It's one of those things like I think there's one, but he doesn't even know I'm alive, right? And but then there's also the second drama, which is failing to protect your squadron. Half of Silver Squad was destroyed. And I think that was that in our first? Was that in the last battle here?
That was in the first battle.
The very first battle. So I think Archie hasn't had time to process it yet. But now it's probably coming back around. Especially maybe what triggers it actually was when he reads like the report on Jacobs and how the squad that she was a part of got basically wiped out, and then she was assigned to me, or our squad, Silver Squad, and then maybe that kind of re-triggers like, oh, that's right, so many of us have died already, and then I don't know. There's a scene of him walking with his head down, being sad. I don't know, and then we tried to fix it or do something with it. Then there's like a whole inner monologue like, gee, what do I do? How am I going to get over this? All those men and women uselessly
All
destroyed.
right, so you've probably had to you at this point it's probably since everything's kind of settled down, you've actually had to start going and clearing out their lockers and preparing to write the letters to their families.
Oh,
None of the good stuff.
I just want to.
And you've been trying to maybe figure out how to word it correctly over the past
Okay.
couple hours, looking over their stuff and that stuff.
And I'm trying to think in anime mode. Is there like a desk where the camera's to my back and there's like an obscene pile of crumpled up papers from all failed written letters? Like no, just
You
not
just
right.
crumple it up. Doesn't get across the tone right, or you even wonder at one point maybe, is it even worth it to send the letters?
Like, dear Mrs. Sanderson. No, that's not right. Yeah, okay. So what do we do here mechanically?
Mechanically, I'm actually looking at this right now.
All right, I'll keep filling in space.
Yep.
Or we fly the plane across the screen. Robotech, we back after these messages.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the Nyan Nyan commercial.
Nyan 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 ni hao nyan.
Yep. I think there's got to be an ad for this restaurant, right? Right now.
Oh, yeah.
Are you lifting that from Macross Frontier?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's Macross Frontier.
You were trying. Yeah.
But
Come eat it. Noodles are the best.
Nyan, now carrying the famed Robo Cola.
Lemon
But,
lime.
Official sponsor of the Miss Macross competition.
But you know what?
Robotech returns.
To figure this out, let's do a roll or something. What do you think you're trying to roll to
So I'm looking.
maybe to try and get over this bump? This
Is
you
your
know,
character building, or
Yeah.
is it breaking?
You trying to get over it, or are you going to fixate on something else to get over it?
Because there's multiple ways to fix a drama. You can attempt to fix it, or
Drink it away.
Or
drinking it away does not always work. No, that could just lead to another drama called alcoholism, which I'm pretty sure you're getting close to, Mr. Captain.
he's way past it.
I think
Dependency requires good codes.
it's the first one I read, and I think if we're playing it right, when he's actually, I mean, right now I've established him as a happy-go-lucky kid that likes to flirt with ladies, right? but I mean that's also superficial sometimes. And he's still a real person.
And now he's having to do his first really hard thing.
And I think maybe the first real hard thing in his life. I mean, he was in the war before. He probably saw squad mates that had died, but now he was in charge, and he wanted to be in charge. He got, I mean, with his money and influence, or at least from his family, he got moved up the scale faster, and now he's seen some repercussions of that, which is the realism of men that were and women that were under your command, and who have been, taken out. Now you have to deal with it not only emotionally, but
Well, plus two, you could have just been a pilot during the war. You're now a command.
I imagine up till now, whenever he lost somebody, he just had the sort of the leisure to just mourn.
Yes,
and that was all.
Yes. That's kind of what I was getting at. Yeah, and now there's so much more that you have to have this responsibility with it, and you have to fit that in your time of mourning and working and pressing forward, right? And I think the skill Hunker Down is the first one I looked at. So the cost is it takes a little extra time to get that perfect solution dialed in, but it's accurate. When you glide attack will probably achieve what you want. But I don't know if it all happens right now. I'm not sure. I guess we'll have to see what the role's like. He's so mad.
It could take several attempts to work it over, but as long as you're working at it, it does not get worse.
Okay.
Because dramas can in fact get worse, or even develop backlash where, like, in the middle of your thing, one of your pilots gets shot down and you just freeze up like, I can't do this.
Okay. All right. Well, and this is actually my lowest skill, but it's a value of 2.
You can round something else into it if you want.
Okay, I think with flash move.
All right.
So short range, the move is quick and doesn't get you very far, which I think actually is perfect. Maybe this is the role, but it's unpredictable. You make a move that happens quickly and it's hard to predict. So he's writing all these letters and he can't handle it anymore. And then we look over and there's Chuck's, desk. He's not there right now, but it's empty.
Yeah.
It's clean and it's perfect. And his is a mess. And he's looking at all these folders of all the files of all the families he has to write. And he's like, looks at his desk, it's empty. Looks at the amount that's in his hand. Looks at his desk, it's empty. And he stands up and he takes the stack and he puts them all in Chuck's inbox. And then he's like, yep.
All right. All right, you can roll it.
A few days later, the captain gets them and is like, nope.
Yeah.
Depending on the role goals and everything, I mean, I can still see Archie doing this, but I think it's his resistance to dealing with it right now. So we'll just see how it goes. So 5 dice at the, target of 5?
Yep, it is a target of 5.
And 5 dice, so there's no stress here, no burnout. So it's 4 successes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 successes. All right, so I feel like when it comes up, it's about a day or two later, and Chuck, you're heading into the desk or stuff for your normal paperwork and stuff, filing reports, after action reports, writing up different things, and it's Chuck's waiting for you there, and he's like, buddy, I know it's tough on you. Okay.
What?
I saw what you did. You left the letters. You left all the family bios in my inbox. And I'm willing to help you, man, but we got to work on this together, okay? Because we knew those guys. We both knew them for a long time. And I know this is your first command.
He just keeps stuttering while you're talking.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm here to help you, man, but this is something that you're going to have to handle at some point, I'll always be here for you, but but you got to step it up to the ball plate, man. You got that? And he takes half of the inboxes and half of the things and he sets them on your desk and he takes the other half.
Okay.
And I will say that is, to start. You still have to actually write them up, but you've started getting there to dealing with your drama. It will not grow worse.
Okay. Is there anything I mark? Or
no, it's just kind of something we'll figure out. If you do want to record something down for it, just mark like working with Chuck on this or something.
All right. I'm trying to think of what he would say. I think he's started to say like, well, I need a room on my desk. He started with excuses, and then Chuck just kept talking, and he finally was quiet. And he's just like, I don't know what I would do without you, buddy. And he like claps him on the shoulder, and he's like,
Neither would I.
You would probably be having a lot more fun, and we'd be a lot more popular if I wasn't just, casting you in my shadow all the time. And I'm sorry. We'll go get a drink later. I heard there's this noodle place that's pretty good. I don't know.
Yeah. Drinks and dinner on you.
Drinks and dinner are definitely on you. Yes, that's right. Anyway.
And he kind of, he gives you a light jab on the shoulder, and, you guys definitely start working on it.
Yep.
And
that's good.
That is where the end of that will go. Well, who knows? You guys could work on it better. You guys could make it worse. Who knows?
Yep, we could. And what was I going to say? No, I think that was a good end of the scene.
Yep. And with that, if I remember correctly, you said at the top of the hour you wanted to do a quick stop in the recording and then do the re-recording.
Yes, I will. I'm going to start doing that at the top of the hour. So we're going to take just a quick 1 minute break just so I can do things on my end. And so just watch this really fun. I hope it's a really good commercial. I don't know. It's up to Twitch, not me. So we'll be back in just a minute, folks. Thank you very much. Robotech, we'll be right back. Okay, I think it's running the ad. That's crazy.
Woo!
I don't know if people can hear us.
I think when the ad's running, they can't hear us.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the stream to catch up and see if it actually plays the ad.
Either that or we're talking to ourselves and the stream's like, wait, isn't there going to be an ad?
Stream, can you hear us? Question mark.
I don't see
It's the only way to tell. Okay.
Wait, it's like I don't hear anything.
I don't. Oh my god.
They can still hear everything.
Oh,
it's weird. I hit the ad button on Twitch and it should be, but ad blockers. Well, I still should see it on mine because I don't have any ad blockers. But you know what, guys? I guess we'll officially. I'm gonna start the recording and we'll just say, "Hey, we're back." So here we go.
Yeah.
Robotech is right back after these messages.
There was an ad for Robocola.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
The star of 2 different pageants across the country, Robocola.
Yeah, first place in the beauty contest, this wonderful can of Robocola.
God, it's one of those commercials. And the Robocola walks out and it's cheering. It's like, the progressive book.
Does it have arms and legs?
No.
Oh,
no,
God.
No, it doesn't have the legs. It just has arms. It's just like walking. It's like the progressive, insurance plan box.
Right.
The
my
most
God.
delicious soda in 7 nations, Robocola.
Thank you for once again voting Robocola. Me, the best soda across the nation, as opposed to our competitors, Dr. Technology.
Well, we're back. Of course, I had to I got all that on there, so that's good. And thank you for our awesome viewers that are here chatting up the chat. Anyway, RM, thank you for the great scene. I think that was great for the character, and back to you, sir.
All right. So, of course, things now are going back into the usual worries of life and in the SDF-1, the constant threat of attacks, which occasionally there are small skirmishes, nothing really serious breaking out. Enemy scout units with our scout units, occasionally a battle pod or two, recon battle pod or two get a bit too close and we fire on them. The general things. Just the fun things in life, just a battle pod getting too close. And of course, you're always briefed about every single one that happens, Captain. They happen basically every 4 or 5 hours.
Probing attacks, trying to keep us off balance and establish a routine so they can suddenly change it. Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Routine patrols, except for that one patrol that routinely doesn't go the same direction as the others, just to screw with them as well.
Mm-hmm. And, for the most part, everything kind of seems to be going to a normal wartime setting, which the main characters, at least everyone outside of Alex Maps is probably well acquainted to. Traditional military life. Occasionally a siren goes off and it's like there's a false alarm. This giant robot just fell through the floor. Everything's fine.
Stand back, citizens.
Mm-hmm. Occasionally the destroids are wheeled through the city on their cargo trailers. Generally everything kind of goes back to normal. I know I keep saying that a lot, but as best as it can be, it goes back to normal. And at this point, Captain, you get a interesting call from Dr. Lang.
All right. He brings it up. He takes it on his tablet thing on his chair.
Oh, Captain, I have some good news for you.
Really? Go ahead.
We have found a way to use the particles that were left behind by the full space jump device.
Oh, you talking about the gas?
Yes. We found a way to actually use it as a protective layer, if we could say a shield of sorts.
Really? That didn't leave us very much.
Unfortunately, it's not a full cover shield is the problem. It's what we've found is we can get three small areas, small shield bubbles that we can move around the ship with testing.
How small?
Not even covering. He kind of holds up his palm and he holds up like. Let's say this is the SDF-1. This penny here is about the size of shield. It's actually smaller than that.
And how quickly can you move that across the ship?
We can move it fairly fast. We have developed a new trackball technology and he kind of moves the camera, and there's like these three little things with trackballs, and you can see displays and people using it and shields moving across a display of the ship. We've also integrated a prediction system for where shells will land, so we should be able to use it to intercept shells and hopefully minimize damage to the SDF-1.
Well, you have authority to repurpose one of the rooms near the bridge to house those devices, but I would like one smaller version on the bridge itself, just in case there's a, going down with the ship scenario where I need to keep things going for a few seconds longer. You never know in these situations.
Understood, sir. I'll have our teams get working right away.
All right. Once you're done, let Lieutenant Hayes know so she can assign a crew to those positions.
Yes, sir. And he gives a salute and hangs up on you. Space Skype, it actually works in the future.
Micro shielding. Interesting.
And Lieutenant Hayes chimes in on it. Well, at least it should help stop some damage, right, sir?
Well, I mean, right now we're not taking much, but when they finally decide they could just cripple us and take it instead of not damage the place, anything's going to help. I'm kind of running out of tricks here.
Mm-hmm. And it's at this point, it's been a couple extra weeks of flying through space and all of these small attacks. Everyone's on edge, and you guys are actually nearing Saturn at this point. Mm-hmm. And of course, there is the enemy. You get the report from Sammy that the enemy fleet is still following and surrounding us. To which Lieutenant Hayes also mentions that maybe we could try something with the rings of Saturn.
Go on.
Well, sir, if we could get our ship into the rings of Saturn, maybe we could force them to ambush us. Or rather, force them to attack us once they lose contact with us.
Like use it as a shield, and then they can't see us so easily. They'd have to come in looking for us where you could get the jump on them.
Of course, there is the risk of damage to the ship while we're moving into the field. But at the same time, while we're doing that, we should be able to possibly at least maybe make a get one of them to bring in a ship and make a break through the lines. Of course, this would leave us exposed if something with the plan went wrong.
I like the idea, but I don't think we're in a good place right now. We just got things prepared, and even with this mobile armor bubble thing, we couldn't handle an entire field of debris smashing against the hull. We just patched up countless holes as it was. Take us there, and we'll see if it becomes necessary. Make course as if we are going to do it, and hold short, just to see if they maneuver as if we're going to hide in the field. I mean, it's obvious if we're going into a field like that, we're trying to escape notice. So actually head almost to the point where it'd be too late to turn back, and then immediately turn back to original course, just to see if we can pull them in that way. I don't feel like it's a good idea at this time to put more stress on the ship.
Well, if not for our ship, sir, then what about the Veritex? Watching the Veritex through the rings, they look like just normal rocks.
That's a good idea. We can have a normal patrol waiting there to basically pop back out once we're near to their strike range. And
then we can have the SDF-1 support from long range.
That's a good idea. That's a good compromise.
Understood, sir. I'll get crews briefed and ready.
Yeah. Get Burning Wheel on it. Get him on it.
Yes, sir.
What's his name? The bald guy. Get the bald guy on it. That's what I meant. Burning
I
Man's
believe
his buddy.
you mean Second Lieutenant Silverworth.
Yes. Pennyworth. Yes, you're right.
Understood. I will get. Understood, sir. I will get them into a briefing room so we can talk over the plan with them.
Perfect.
And it's at this point, which you guys are probably off somewhere in the city doing something horrible, eating food or kicking someone. I don't know. And you all get like a message on like your PDAs, because this is the far future of 2009, and you have your little PDA pulled up, and it's
like this,
a message for you guys. Yeah. No, it's actually like a little kind of display thing that you just kind of hold. Yeah. And it says Silver Squadron is to report to briefing room 13 Alpha on deck 7 by 1730.
Wow. So as I was saying, ladies, almost had them, but you know what? This is for next time. I'll be back 24 hours from now to tell you the conclusion. But I gotta go fight. Hero stuff.
Yeah, come on. And Chuck's like grabbing your arm like, come on, man, we don't got a lot of time.
And if it wasn't for Chuck, I might not have made it. He's a hero too. He's such a stud.
Come on. And he pulls you away, and you guys get a taxi over to one of the areas to where you can actually get up to the briefing room. Fayt, what are you doing? On, let's say, a Thursday afternoon at 2:00 in the afternoon.
I don't know. There's room to ride a motorcycle around here.
Hey, no.
Pretty big ship.
Yeah, there's an arcade.
Ooh, yeah, I'll be there.
It's a pretty big ship. There's an arcade.
Yeah, no,
such an 80s kid's response. Yes, an arcade.
Yes, an arcade.
So the inside of the arcade is it's got a couple of different games going on. It's got
I'm playing the Flight Simulator, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Wait, do they have the Veritex simulator yet?
Yes, no, they totally do, because that has always been a thing in this arcade. No, it's been somewhat recently installed. It's the new hit game now that everyone knows what a Veritech is and how it can transform.
I have to keep my top listing on the score.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I'll say you went in there earlier today, and someone had stolen your place at the top.
Oh.
And the name
Dun,
and the
dun,
three-letter name there is Max.
Well, I'm gonna kick Max's butt back to the second place.
All right. But you know, his score is really impressive, and he basically knocked. And there's probably like 4 or 5 spots near the top that were just dedicated to you, and he's knocked all of them down one.
Challenge accepted.
And with that, would you like to attempt to roll to beat this man's record?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So, in order to do a roll, what you'll do is you'll select 1 or 2 of your skills, and then add the values together, and roll the dice. 5s and ups are successes.
No clue what to do.
So first, let's choose 2 skills. How do you think you're flying? How do you think you fly? Do you like to be nice and up close with the enemy fighters? Dashing from side to side? Are you just always kind of, aware of what's going on around you and always know where the next target is? Or
Yeah, I think like the hit while moving and up close and personal.
all right, so we'll combine the close quarter skill and the flash move skill, both of which have a value of 2. So you have 4 dice. And now you roll 4d6, and if it's a 5 or up, you get a success. Wow.
Ooh.
You know what? I will say this does play into your element of ace pilot, though, so
Yes.
I will allow you to re-roll your failed dice.
All of them.
So, all of them?
Yep, we roll all 4 failed dice. Oof. It's just a bad day. You get into it, and I think it's just that someone took your spot. It's just nagging in the back of your brain. How could they take my spot? I've been the top person on this game since it came out, and then they just stole my spot. And before you even know what's going on, you've already went through all of your lives.
That sounds dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a drama.
Indeed.
Would you like to take the drama of? Actually, no, I'm going to assign you the drama of video game rivalry. How dare they take my spot?
Okay.
So what dramas are is basically other plot things that are not directly related to the main plot, but can crop up as things that bother you or have a backlash. Like, in the middle of a fight, let's say, something really bad's going on, you just remember, man, I suck because someone beat my score at a video game, and then you just forget how to fly a plane or something,
Yeah.
Normal things.
Alright.
But, so you'll just write that down. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you got it. And then you mark one of your stress boxes with a D.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask that if I had to do that right away or not.
Mm-hmm. Because it's bothering you, I know, I'm sorry. You just came back to the game and I'm already bullying you.
No, that's fine. I was gonna let it go, but okay, this works.
Eternal rivals.
Yeah.
And so, well, once that happens, you get the message to report to the briefing room, and do you immediately head back, or are you sitting there staring at the video game like, I will defeat you?
I'll burn it in my memory. I'll immediately head back though.
Okay. You will remember the name Max,
Yes.
and if you can, you will find them. Max!
Yeah, it's the con!
I think as I was thinking of the Telltale games with the asterisk, Jacobs will remember this.
Mm-hmm. But
Okay.
and then we go to Alex Matz. Alex Matz, what are you doing? Around that same time.
I'm probably going to follow up on the idea that I've been throwing around earlier, which is talking to the mayor about getting some community gardens up and running or something.
All right, so the mayor is a fairly short guy. He's a bit wider, but he's always, from everything you've seen from and talked with him, he's always been nice and been looking out for the community as mayor of Macross City. And even though it's in space, his job hasn't changed, and he's made sure of that. So son, you want us to set up community gardens to help the restaurants?
Yeah. I visited a local restaurant recently, and it occurred to me that getting all the local staples of normal life on Macross Island up and back into functioning order would help to make the people more happy and more comfortable in this strange and new situation. And I'd like to perhaps roll star quality to sort of charm and spin the story and the idea to him.
Roll it.
And is this in my element or no?
I wouldn't say this is not in your element, unfortunately.
All right.
It's not being an entertainer or mysterious. You're just trying to be a nice person.
All right. Let's see. 4 dice.
See what happens when you're nice.
Target number 4. I assume it's 4.
No,
it's
target
5.
number 5.
It's been a couple weeks, so.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Hey, that's 2
not
successes.
bad.
So he kind of thinks on it and, well, we could set it up and it would help bring a little bit of normalcy back. Might help raise spirits around here too. I need to talk to the captain though before we can, get any of this solidified, but I think with a little bit of a write-up we could probably get it done. No, thank you, son, for bringing that up. Matt's, was it?
Yes.
All right, well, I'll definitely get looking on this and talk with the captain soon. And it's at this point you receive the boop from your PDA.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to go.
Yeah. Well, have a nice day, son. Stay safe out there.
Thank you.
And of course, there's about an hour of time before you guys are supposed to assemble. So you probably all get like dressed up in your nice uniforms instead of your civilian clothes, or maybe we're out and about in your military clothes. I know Rick Hunter does that a lot. He just kind of wears his dress uniform out and about in town.
I mean, all my tour bus was back on Earth.
True. But yeah, no. So at that point, you guys arrive. I think everyone arrives mostly on time.
Oh,
Chuck
yeah.
forcing Archibald to be there on time.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Instead of stylishly late.
he was gonna be. He just had to finish the conversation. Come on, Chuck knows.
Chuck knows that you'll stay there for an extra 30 minutes talking about extra stories.
That's a possibility, but not 100% sure. So
Only 99% sure.
yeah, there's still a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance? Yes. Okay, no, but yeah, we'll be there on time. Gotta make a good example for the new corporal and anybody else that's joined the squad.
Yeah. And I think for the most... Yeah. But with that, though, you all arrive there, and inside of the briefing room is, I assume, the captain.
Yep.
And Lieutenant Hayes, who is more or less the second in command on the boat.
Ooh, hey, girl.
She ignores you.
Okay, perfect.
I like her already.
And after a couple of minutes, Hayes checks her, data slate, and she kind of looks through and checks again. Sir, I believe this is all of Silver Squadron, all 12 of them.
Well, that's double the size they started the day with, I imagine. Welcome. All right, gentlemen and ladies, whichever one you are, Archie. Yes. Anyway, Today is going to be a little weird one. We're going. It took me a few minutes to go through the database to find the proper name for this, but we're going to literally go and pull a flea flicker play. We're going to head towards, and he puts, it comes up on the little screen behind him. He's like, we're headed towards the rings of Saturn. We're going to have the ship go full speed towards them, and the last second we're going to bank away so we do not pass through the field, but it'll be close enough for your squadron of Veritechs to transfer from the SDF to the field undetected, and then wait for the people hiding that have been trailing us doggedly for so long. And the moment you're ready to engage, the SDF-1 will full stop, turn about, and engage them as well from long range. And then the rest of the flights will support you as normal.
Captain, what's the size of the force we're looking at?
Unknown.
Okay.
They stay at the edge of our sensor range, which means that we're at the edge of their sensor range. That's why we think we can pull this off if we're going full speed towards the objective area before we do the trick play, as it was the flea flicker, where your squadron jumps off at the last moment under half power or whatever it needs to get to it quickly and hide behind the stellar debris that is the belt that makes up the rings. And then as we pass, and we'll look like we're just going to keep leaving, hopefully they'll come close enough to you to where you can get behind them. If not, we just abort, come to a full stop, let you catch up, and continue our journey as we've been going so far. The other option was to take the ship into the field, but since I got all the holes patched in the poor girl as it was, I felt it was not time. Maybe next month, if we were still in this situation, it'd be perfectly fine because I know all the kinks in the ship, but not yet. So we're going to try this first.
Sounds good, Captain.
Any other questions?
Sounds good. As I look around.
All right. Well, get yourselves in position. Make sure you've got full ammo, all repairs. Don't go out there in a busted fighter. We got plenty for your squadron because you're supposed to be at least 24 strong and you're only 12 at the moment. So make sure you got the best equipment possible for this. We don't know what you're going to find and what we're going to run across, but if we can get one of the big ones, we can pull a lot of heat off of this.
Yes, sir.
All right. Nothing? All right. Dismissed.
And so the rest of the gaggle of regular people file out. Lisa Hayes, of course, waiting with the captain for, just normal stuff since she's basically second in command on the ship.
Basically.
And if anyone else was second in command, they were probably either dead or drunk.
No.
No.
That word. You don't share. Well, he does with select people because that shit hits the fan.
Yeah. But so is everyone else filing out and getting ready to head off into the great unknown?
Sounds fun. Let's go.
I think so. No one else had any legit questions, did they? I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, and of course, once everyone files out, Captain, I've positioned us in such a way that we will pass through the dark side of the ring, so that way they also won't be able to see us drop our ships off in case they had magnification capabilities.
Perfect.
It will make
are
the
the
flight
best, Lieutenant Hayes. If I wasn't in the chair, I'd let you have it.
Thank you, sir. It will make the flight a little bit more dangerous for our pilots, but I'm pretty sure they can handle it.
That's why we have the Scalpel's Edge as our Silver Squad. They're supposedly half as good as they say they are, and they seem to be so far. Well, they'll be fine. I just worry I don't want them to get out there too far before we have to turn back. So we have to keep an eye on our distance from them,
sir.
not the actual enemy.
Yes, sir. And for this, this is going to be more of a narrative, quote-unquote, combat situation. I'm not going to actually bring up a map. I will just throw space up on our screens.
The final frontier.
These are the voyages of the SDF-1 and her crew.
Oh, I go.
On a 5-year mission to get the hell back to Earth.
On a 5-day so far mission to get someplace besides where they started at. With the help of
Robo-Cola.
Yeah.
Okay.
This TV show sponsored by.
Robo-Cola. The drink of the stars.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
I
yeah,
like
that's a
that.
pretty good tagline, actually.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Now they get that. Now the Robotech, the ones on the SDF-1 get to say that because technically they are the drink of the stars.
Is there a bottling, or are there a... Is it bottling or canning when you're putting the drink in a can?
Canning.
Canning.
Technically.
Is there a canning plant on the SDF-1?
Probably.
Amazing.
Probably. Thanks to
Robotechnology.
Robotechnology.
Fantastic. I love it.
Are we like sports cars? We have the Robo-Cola and stuff plastered all over our fighters.
Yeah.
No, it's still military. You don't get sponsors on your planes.
Not yet.
I can wear like a
No, but there's a bumper
5'10".
sticker on the back of the SDF-1.
Yeah.
It's the size of a small city itself. It just kind of flaps in the window. With space wind, for some reason, it's flapping on one corner because
Yeah,
it's just.
but the only
debris.
thing that's in the back is how's my driving.
Oh, 1-800 your mom.
Mom joke. It's been so long. Thank you. Brains up today.
I was drinking.
You should know better.
What? What would I sabotage someone's ability to drink?
Robotech. Turds.
As I grab this nice picture here that I
Face.
Jodo.
totally haven't stolen.
Jodo 1025 says it's actually called bottling.
Oh, okay.
It's only canning if it's non-liquid product. It's considered a form of bottling. Thank you, Jodo 1025, and thank you for being here, as well as everyone else in the audience. Robotech
Wait,
returns.
Yeah. Jodo, why aren't you here? Where's the boss? I need my boss, or else I'm just gonna get groceries.
He's plotting horribleness for when the other one comes back.
Yay.
We'll talk about
Especially
that
since
later.
you may or may not have. Yeah, we'll talk about that game
I
later.
broke the game.
Yeah.
Got-
Why did you have to break it? It was already like broken and
Seemed
stuff.
like the thing to do at the time.
Okay, I can't actually argue against that one
I
because I probably would have done it too. Actually, I think I did break the game at one point.
Do it
but-
all the time.
I feel like we should all watch that last episode again because I feel there's a lot there, and well, I'm going to anyway. But we'll get to that. We'll get
There's
to
a lot
that.
of brokenness to it. But anyway, we're killing people. Yay!
Yay!
We're just going on
To
a
which I will.
mission. Ooh, that's
We are
that's
now in
pretty.
Leave
space.
me alone.
It's so pretty.
I don't know if I need to
It was
transition over.
kind
to
of the
this.
best. It was kind of the best picture I could find because unfortunately I looked for a while and I could not find any real maps with asteroid belts. To be
Yes.
honest.
We're
Man.
flying into a nebula.
No close-ups of no close-ups of Saturn.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, no. Most of the pictures, they have the side on of Saturn warp.
I got one.
Oh, you know?
Instantly.
I'll put it in the
Great.
Discord for you.
Great, making me feel incompetent now.
No, just showing that you were. Never mind. I love
Yeah,
you.
just showing I'm incompetent.
Here you go.
I didn't finish saying that. I let you.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Gonna make
The
me not
lazy
wanna-
GM
No.
now.
See, you're not confident. You're just letting your players show their skills. See, you're being nice.
Skills. Just being so nice to your being niceness.
Yeah.
I don't want to be nice to you guys. I want to kill you.
Oh, well,
Why?
the screen,
What have we
well, you're
ever done?
incompetent.
I mean, okay, at least the captain I want to kill the most because he did stop me from killing you.
Whoa.
Twice.
Okay.
Twice I
Wow.
stopped him from
Hey,
killing someone.
What did I do to deserve this?
Exist in my realm.
Oh, that's a pretty square.
You did.
Sing it.
Mecha Meme, you did accept the game to come in and play,
Yeah.
so you are at Mike's whim. You know the contract. You signed it. I hope you read it.
What
You know.
contract?
Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's there, whether you read it or
You
not.
weren't supposed to tell him. You weren't supposed to tell him about the contract. I signed him up for, the a foreign
10-year
legion and some, No, I signed him up for a Foreign Legion in some, Middle Eastern country to fly a plane for a couple of years.
Oh, fun.
Shit, I'm going to Iraq or Iran. Which is it again that we just missile striked?
Iran.
And
I
One of
was
the
actually,
Mexicos.
I was actually referencing, Area 88, but okay.
wage bring it down.
Here I am trying to, go with a fake place, and you're just like, let's make it political.
Yeah, it's like making a Lightnarian, fake. But, yeah.
Oh, God.
Oops.
That's why we can't have nice
I don't even
things.
remember. I don't even remember where Area 88 even takes place.
Hold on.
Arslan.
Of course.
Yeah, the Kingdom of Arslan.
Made up a stan.
Yeah.
Made
I used to take vacations and made up a stand.
But
It's usually where my mind is.
as the STF-1 lowers towards the rings, just barely skimming across the top of it.
You get that Voyager effect.
Yeah, that Voyager effect where it's like...
I was gonna say Wally moment.
Yeah. And it's like, sir, it looks like the Zentradi forces are attempting to move in closer. It seems like they might be getting interference from all of the particles out here.
Good. Signal the flights to be ready. We're almost there.
Yes, sir. And it's at this point, you guys are basically already sitting in your planes, except instead of launching from one of the carrier decks would be obvious. You guys are actually on the side of the SDF-1 itself, on the side to the lower part. You guys are actually held out by basically little grapple arms and held out there. These are additional launching points that had been included in the actual SDF-1 design, so that way the ship could launch from multiple areas. People who know what I'm referencing probably know I'm referencing the opening scene of Do You Remember Love?
Yeah.
How they actually had they just lifted them out, let go, and then kind of let the planes take off.
It's basically them going,
Yeah. Yeah.
go. Engines.
And a few minutes later, it's, sir, we are just about to make contact with the ice ring. Shall I launch and we have entered the dark zone. And it's at this point, everyone in their planes can see the dark zone approaching.
Yep.
And as the darkness slowly slips over the ship, suddenly it goes completely pitch black inside of your cockpits. The only thing showing up are the lights around it, which one of them, the center panel, has already been set to
Night mode.
or automatically switched over to a flying without sight mode. So it actually shows basically outlines of the rocks and the ship itself.
Yeah.
Which my car has. That thing blinds me every night.
Mm-hmm.
Signal
It
all
is-
release and operation is a go.
Yes, sir. And there's a lamp post here, and you guys feel it, and the weightless feeling kind of set in, and a green light comes on as you guys are signaled to turn on your engines and start flying through the dark side of the asteroid belt.
All right. Let's keep it tight. Stay in formation. Let's be real careful. There's only a few of us. We got to be good here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's keep it safe. Find a nice little place to park, and then we'll play a few rounds of cards until the enemy get here. All right. That last part was a joke. We can't really play cards. Well, digitally, maybe. Anyway, let's go.
And with that, I'm going to require you guys to have a little bit of a roll here. Due to you guys basically literally flying blind, you guys are going to pick your skills and roll to hopefully fly through the asteroid belt while it's completely pitch black, which is a difficult test, without crashing and dying.
Glad I have stuff for that.
Mm-hmm. Well, luckily, every scroll can be used for that.
Any scrolls you wish. All right. Let's...
I kind of have a very large piece of scanning technology available to me.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do a full roll with two rolls together, just like normal.
Mm-hmm.
And if we go over 5, that will be stressful.
Yep, which luckily you can forcefully limit it to 5.
Yep. And we want to keep it quiet, so and I think everybody would agree. I don't know if he would say anything now, but we're not going to shoot any asteroids to make sure we don't hit them. I guess unless it's an emergency, but we're trying to stay quiet. Stay like.
If you shoot one, it'll make 2 smaller ones.
Well, we truly are playing asteroids then, yes. Yes, but I'm assuming trying to be as quiet as possible and not let the enemy know we're there, right? As we discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is a stealth mission.
This is a sneaking mission, Snake.
All weapons will be OSP.
Smooth method.
Oh, yo.
So we're just rolling our success things.
You're just choosing 2 skills that you want out of your list and combining the values.
Yep.
And rolling it. If you want to, like, use 2 skills, like, let's say you want to use Omnipresent, which you're aware of keen details others may miss, like invisible asteroids in the middle of the dark.
Yeah, I'm going to use Omnipresence and Escape Artist.
Oh, that's good.
All right, yep. So you can forcibly limit that down to 5 dice so you don't burn out.
We got looks like a spam bot in the chat.
Oh god, is he asking for Fortnite players?
It says buy followers.
This is why I gotta have. I'll time them out, see if they come back. This is why I gotta have mods.
Lucas, think of it like this: you're now popular enough that they're trying to buy you.
I have achieved ultimate success. Twitch belongs to me.
The next level is having someone jump onto your stream to tell people to go and look at their Fortnite stream.
I will ban them for that.
Yes.
Get out of here, Fortnite.
All right. So is the captain involved in this rolling too?
Of course, you ask a question right as I take a drink.
What? No, I'd never do that on purpose.
But yes, no, you can be included in this. Yeah, you can be included.
Yay, I'm part of the team.
I can always do
What would you actually like to do for this, Captain?
I'm gonna activate my crack team of sensor sweepers to
Mm-hmm.
basically live stream as long as we're close enough. As exacting detail scan as I can from that sector.
Try to basically show them where the asteroids are most likely to be.
Well, yeah, basically I'm showing them mechanically it's giving them bonuses to their rolls, but yeah, I'm trying to, hey, here's the map as it was 5 seconds ago.
Watch out, 5 seconds ago may put a rock in your way.
There's a rock inside of you 5 seconds ago. Oh,
Yeah.
I hit that.
Oh no! Kaboom! But yeah, no,
Red Fox, no! Do a barrel roll.
So with that though, yeah, no, you can roll like a just general support.
Okay. Well, I'll use my crack team to
Mhm.
do their thing. You want to go ahead and roll it?
Yep, roll it.
Okay. 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, so that's 3 successes. Anyone can grab from the pool.
Which there's 3 players, so
So if depending on bad rolls, someone can grab all 3, or because this is a fairly difficult thing to do, obviously, because you're flying literally blind.
So that I could forcibly put mine back to like a 5 so I don't burn out, you said?
Yep.
yep, you can roll it back down. And if you don't get any successes, you'll still get to take one from my pool that I've created. But you don't need it. You got at least one.
Yep, you got 1, which yeah, no. I will explain things as they happen once everyone rolls, because
Oh, it's a narrative one, isn't it?
Yep.
A little different.
I'm running the narrative conflict rules just to mess with you.
No, they're awesome. I love them.
I know, I absolutely love them, because actually... Oh, go ahead.
Would copycat apply for this?
I would normally say yes, except you can't see anyone.
All right.
You're not mimicking someone.
Yep.
Hence, like, the most you can see is the marking lights on the tails and wings.
Yeah.
At this point, as you're
Not quite
diving
enough.
in.
Not quite enough to go off of.
Mm-hmm. Is that Is that their tail or their wing? I can't exactly tell.
Yep. All right.
Ah,
Let's see how this goes.
their tail.
Oh fuck.
Well, you got some successes from Captain over there.
And Mr. Lucas, if you would like to roll.
All right, hunkering down.
Never flown without visuals before. Oh god.
Just follow the sound of my voice, kid. Follow the sound of my voice.
But it's coming from my helmet.
It's okay. Just go where you think that is. You'll be fine. I'm gonna throw together. I'm gonna throw together angelic grace and hunker down. So
All right.
being real graceful.
So you're kind of taking a little bit more time.
Mm-hmm. I told everybody to be slow and stay in formation. So, so that'll be a total of 4 dice.
All right.
Let me just get that. Was that the 5 success, right?
Yep. 5s are successes. 6s are double successes.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh.
is this in my wheelhouse? Oof. Nature.
You're a pilot.
Direct engagement with Mecha Mecha, and also hero of the people's ace pilot. So I don't know if either of those really are an element.
I don't think this is gonna fall into your element,
Ooh,
unfortunately.
man, we all roll. I mean, Melody,
Ugh.
Jacobs did okay, but Alex and I.
Well,
We-
you all
Thanks,
got at
roll
least
20.
one success
Well, I'm a
apiece.
test pilot. It prepares me for this.
We crap the bed, sir. We might be in trouble.
You get one success apiece from me.
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
Okay.
And there's one left over. It looks like.
Yep.
Yeah, because who made it? Melody still made it at least one.
What about Chuck?
So there's
Does he need a?
Oh yeah, I forgot to roll for Chuck.
Let's see
there's
how-
at
I
least-
remember he exists.
Just might need it.
at the moment you got 4 in the pot. So.
Chuck.
Chuck? You there, Chuck? You still alive? You better be. Talk to me. Talk to me, baby. Talk to me. I ain't flying so good here. I need you to go in front of me so I can follow you. Just kidding. I'm semi-kidding. I'm not kidding. Get in front of me right
Yeah.
now.
He's only unfortunately got 3 dice because his other 2 skills, contact everywhere, which requires,
People.
people to basically be working with, to talk
Mhm.
to. And I can fix it Robotechnology. Don't exactly. Actually, no. I'd say that I can fix it Robotechnology can work. He can, do a little bit of things with his cockpit heads-up display and all that.
Yep, and the scanners from the ship.
Mm-hmm. So he'll limit himself to 5. Turn number 5. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
What is going on with roll 20? Oh my god.
Well, there goes the other squadron.
So
2 up, 2 down.
if you give the success to him, then all 4 of us would have one success. Is that how?
Mm-hmm.
And then the
I think
other
that's the best we can hope for.
the other 8 Veritex are smashed on rocks.
Yeah.
Rocks fall. You're all dead.
I suppose this fits what's going on.
Yep. Which.
What's really going on is the RM has hacked the API of Roll20 and is setting them up to fail. That's what
I said I was gonna kill you. Yeah. Didn't you get that?
you got that from AP because that's what AP always did. Roll bad against AP and Roll20. That's right, Arthur.
Hacks.
That's right. I remember.
Let me see.
I remember Okeanos. I don't think I'll ever watch this, but anyway.
Yeah. No,
Oops, I refreshed chat again. Doggone it.
which of course I am going to roll the conflicts dice pool against you guys now, which this is a fairly difficult threat of not crashing into asteroids. This is
Ugh.
it is I'm going to be counting it as a beta class threat.
That sounds
Goddamn roll 20 trying to kill us.
beta sounds
Don't try
super
and kill me.
easy. Like it won't hurt us at all. I like this.
So that means it has
0 dice.
oh yeah, of course 0 dice. Let me just oops, I added a 1 there.
It's like 0 dice plus 17. Wait, what?
Hold on 1 second.
Because roll 20 never screws over the person trying to kill us, it just screws us up the rest of us over.
Yeah, so it's going to be 10 dice against you.
What?
Wow, this is gonna hurt.
I'm this. It literally says players 2 times 2.5, page 179.
Yep.
I
And
don't even know what that
unfortunately, I
means.
can't see you, so my special tricks don't work here.
Nope. Which maybe I planned for that. Okay, so I will now GM roll your death.
I wasn't sure if I was gonna take the feat of the talent that I took last time, but now it makes me real glad I took it.
You took never shot down.
I took never shot down.
I was debating that, but.
You should have. I also
Oh,
I did.
Oh my god, what's going on?
I don't see anything.
I
Oh wait.
Oh wait, no, I was looking at the last roll. Never mind.
Yeah. I just GM rolled it, but it lets you know that I rolled it because I used the little command
Yeah,
thing.
you still get the bloop noise, but you don't see anything.
Gonna kill us all.
So we don't know what you rolled, except
Nope,
that your
because I'm
expression,
evil.
your expression, the no poker face, sounds.
Or is it a poker face?
No, I don't think it is.
No.
We've played together
So-
for like 2 years now.
I am one to celebrate it. Awesome rolls and one to shy away from bad rolls. And
Oh, and hold on.
the shyest.
Mhm. As you guys start to take off through the darkness, you're following your tail lights and following the display as it's showing the rocks go through, and it's just as you guys are moving along. I don't think any one of you has done completely blind flying, because this is literally no light, because all of it's being blocked by static. The only lights that you have are the tail lights and the marker lights on the wings. And as you're starting to fly along, you just hear, "Ah!" and a giant fireball erupts from the side.
Can we see with that brief fireball?
You could, except distracted you for a second because of the very loud someone screaming for their life, and all of you are bump into asteroids and don't. Luckily, none of you are dead yet. But
It sounds like someone is though.
yeah, I may have I may also be judging your squadron's rolls based on yourself.
Oh my god! I told everybody to wear their silver shirts.
Are
Someone
you
wouldn't.
sure we're not playing in high lethality mode?
I am pretty sure we're not playing in high lethality mode, or else you would probably be already dead. Like, high lethality mode, trust me, having played with that in another person's game, hello Grubby if you're watching, it's really rough. Any damage to your vehicle, you immediately take 1 brawling damage.
We're on cow level.
You're on cow level.
Need more bells.
That guy though, he is, yeah, it's kind of like that Soundwave, except no one makes it through the rocks. But as you both, so all of you are going to take, luckily, only 1 point of damage, which your Veritex will absorb. But it's definitely not a good start, as you guys are flying through, and the distraction of the explosion, the bright light in the sudden darkness. Oh,
Is there any kind of flare that we can shoot ahead? I mean, I don't know if we equip. I don't know what they're called, but the like the missiles you shoot out of the back of your plane to deter heat seekers, like things like that.
oh yeah, flares.
Flares.
Okay, just flares. Okay. Is there a way to shoot the flares forward and use something like that in order to give us a little bit of light to see?
Well, what if you braked with your if you went into Guardian and braked with your legs forward and then launched the flares so their momentum carried them forward in front of you?
Yeah.
You could definitely do that for your next roll. I would definitely allow that.
That
Yeah.
sounds like it would use the equipment transformation.
But yeah, no. So
I don't know.
unfortunately,
Wink.
all
Are
of
we
you-
allowed equipment suites for this or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never said you weren't.
He said go.
It's just you're creating pools of dice. It's just
Captain
because
says
I
go
did.
fully
'cause I used
loaded.
the
I let the captain roll his equipment suite.
I used the SDF itself.
I don't
Mhm.
think any of us thought to use
Manny.
our equipment except for the captain.
That
Well, I
is
rely on that equipment. That equipment gives you advantages.
no offense. That ain't on me. I'm just saying.
I might have to move some stuff here.
I don't even
What?
know anything about it, so.
Oh, sorry. So if you go to the Veritech page, do we actually fill out your Veritech on your sheet?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. So your equipment suite's there. You can use at the very bottom. You can use those if you want to and find a correct situation for them. You can use those and add bonus dice to your thing that don't worry about that. Don't trigger your burnout.
Yep.
And you can only use one per turn though. But so as you guys are flying around, shrapnel and rocks from the explosion rack across your planes, and you're all battered. But it seems like your planes are not, your planes aren't damaged too bad. You just start smelling space and that stuff,
It smells like nothing at all.
Yeah. Do I smell space or something?
Quick, bail out all the space.
Yeah.
Open
But,
up the space valve and let it out.
Mm-hmm. But it is the next turn, and the conflict still exists. To get through there without dying horribly, please.
Indeed. I guess this time I will not use my crack team and just roll myself for more dice.
I can give everyone an edge. If you think it's useful for this, or should I save it, guys?
Oof. Man, I mean, both.
Yeah.
Well, we can't fight the
per
enemy.
encounter right now.
Well, it works once per encounter.
Yeah. I don't think well, you can. I mean, I'm not going to be in direct communication outside of, in character wise. So,
Yep.
I mean, it's up to you.
It might be a good idea.
I'll just, hum a little comforting song or something over the radio. So,
Yeah.
I'll use Inspire this turn.
There we go. I might.
You're humming what Crown was humming in Mobile Suit Gundam Abridged.
I don't know.
all before he, burned up in atmosphere. But besides that part, hopefully.
Actually, I was thinking, you've seen Macross 7, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the acoustic version of Something Love Heart.
Oh yeah.
I like that. It's, nice and comforting.
Comfort.
And then you just hear la la la. My name is Okanieba. Sky Eye in your lane.
And then the edge gives a success on a 4, right? Or more?
Yep.
Sweet.
So you have a better chance to not die, hopefully.
Gotta find another approach as well. Because, yikes. So are we going to make the rolls again?
Yep.
Presumably.
I'm going to keep feeding them information, but this time I'm going to roll myself instead of order my crack team. So I'll be hitting on 5s, but I'll be rolling more dice.
Well,
Okay.
unless you could hear me, in which case you'd be hitting on 4s.
I mean, you could probably hear each other.
Okay. So scanning sweep of
Unless you want them radio silent.
No, I didn't say that. I never told him to do that. So I'm doing scanning sweep with precise targeting because I'm focusing on the actual asteroids. So that'd be 5 plus 2, I believe. Scroll back down. 2 for the... So that's 7 dice on 4s. It's actually really good. 7 dice on 4s. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 successes.
4 successes. To feed the baby chicks.
And what's that for?
That is to assist all of you guys. Basically, that's a pool that I give
Okay.
out to you guys.
Again, okay. Yep.
Yep.
I think I'm going to lead the charge here. I definitely want to go Guardian and do the flare
All right.
to help show the way. I don't know if it's actually going to do anything mechanically, but just as far as...
Yeah, no.
It'll make it easier to see for at least, as long as the flares burn.
Yeah. So this will be an assist roll for you to do this. So you'll be... so what you can either do is you can either split your dice pool in half and half. Half of it will be for assisting with the equipment suite of Transform, and then half of it can be trying to combat the narrative conflict here of rocks. We thought there would ever be a narrative conflict about fighting rocks.
Man, that makes it tough because I'm like, man, I can just go ahead and roll 7 dice, but that would be too stressed, and I'd be in big trouble after that.
Well, remember, your equipment suites don't trigger burnout.
Yeah. So that 2 from transformation is free.
Oh, I totally forgot about using that. Okay, yeah, okay. So that's right, because I do transform. That's true. I guess I'm gonna do that with a strafing run and smooth method to equal 5 there, so a total of 7. That's my declaration.
And you've been getting those on 4s because of.
Yep.
Calming acoustic singing.
All right.
I was like, who just wrote that in Mike? All right, can we?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. That's fake news.
It is.
We can see your username, you dork.
May we roll, or do we all declare first, then roll?
You roll.
What's that?
I already rolled.
Yeah, no, so you can, so we'll start with the support rolls. So, Captain, you already rolled?
Yep.
All right.
4 successes.
Oh, it's
4 successes.
This one's a 6.
copy me too.
I get lucky.
And then-
Almost always one of them's a 6, but I never get many. Oh man, if I
Alright.
run the crack team, they would have critted on 5s. And that's too late. Done. Moving on. Lukey or Archibald.
So, if you're rolling in the support phase, roll your support dice.
Is that me?
Mhm.
Is this where I split it up too?
Yep, so you'll basically say, this skill or this many dice is going to this roll for support.
All right, 5 for the assist. Each will
Okay.
leave 2 for my own roll.
Alright.
All right, and target number 4.
Yep.
3 successes.
All right.
So that's a pool of 7 extra successes you guys can use.
And I will take them all back and apply them to myself. I was kidding.
I helped me.
Hooray! I'm so happy.
Yeah, so helpful
Alright,
to me.
and now for actually attempting to defeat the narrative conflict of rocks.
Oh, I guess Lucas should go first again, or rather, go again.
Might as well,
So
right?
roll your 2 dice, roll your last 2 dice, Lucas, and
Here we
die.
go. Double 6s.
No whammies.
Okay.
Hey, you
still
got 2
2
successes.
success. I'll take it. I will take it. Much
Okay.
better than the first go round. Now.
And next up, we will go with Fayt, because I want to kill Fayt next. I'm going in order of killing people, you know?
Don't kill me. So I just roll my stuff again.
Mhm.
Yep.
Might as well use a transformation mechanism to just sort of like dodge the stuff better. I don't know. It's extra dice, however you fluff it.
What, like 2 extra dice? Or...
Yep. So you basically get your equipment suite skill in dice, which in this case, going into Guardian mode makes you a lot more agile and, you know, dodge rocks and stuff.
Transformation is worth 2 at least. At least on mine. I'm not sure if it's
Mhm.
the same for everybody else. I think it's the same though.
So 7 dice and no stress.
And you'd be
No
hitting on
stress.
4s.
Ooh,
Boom.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think.
Yep,
Mhm.
that's 6 successes.
That
Yeah,
was
that's
good.
6
Test
successes.
pilot
That is
Jacobs.
Really good.
Woo!
Real good.
Asteroids are my friends.
And then I just feel like you actually, like, after, you know, getting bumped and jostled and stuff, you just got knocked into this nice clean pathway.
Everybody call me. Woo!
And with that, Mecha.
Are we able to see now?
Yeah, the assist dice will give you, I'll say it gives you a little bit of sight, but not a lot.
Enough to copycat, or no?
Ooh.
Follow me? You can follow me.
I will say,
Because I don't have an edge, unlike the rest of you. I don't get an edge from singing.
But you could have some of the successes if you need them, right?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
can.
I mean, I would still want to use
Unfortunately-
copycat, but I'm just saying that you still get something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
you know, I'll say yes. You can use copycat because there's just enough light, and I
Alright.
actually rolled for this. So
I'll be doing more or less this. I'll be copying Jacobs and going to, well, copying everyone because we're all going to Guardian. and I'll be using a couple skills rounded down to 5 and transformation. So
Oh, and burns too. Got to roll.
Yep, I will roll for burns.
Burns is gonna burn.
Burn that. Hey.
oh hell,
That's-
2 successes.
That's
Here,
still
kid,
something.
have a couple of mine.
There you go, kid. Don't waste them all on your mom.
Oh,
Burns is fine.
Whoa.
Burns is fine. But at
Alright,
least some people
so-
know how to pilot.
And of course, you guys have the 7 successes, which you can divvy up amongst yourselves as you want.
I think Lucas could probably use at least 2. Get him up to 4 successes
I'll take it.
at least.
And how many did you have?
I had just 2 successes, so I could probably use.
Let's-
If we give Lucas 3, me 3, we'll have 1 left, and we can give that to Chuck, and everybody should have at least 5, I think, except for Melody, who has 6.
That means everybody would have at least 5. So that's a lot.
I agree. Wait, what about the captain? No, captain.
Yeah, the captain hits rocket eyes.
Yeah.
What about the captain?
I think he's fine.
Someone asked about me.
Yeah.
I hope
You
they're
do
bringing
a
me
little
more wine.
sneeze. Yeah, you just do like the little sneeze. Someone's talking about me.
No, it makes me thirsty.
Yeah.
Suddenly thirsty. Sir, you're drinking right now. I know. That's weird.
But yeah, no. So you guys actually do some good damage to this conflict. This conflict, for the reference now that you've actually done damage, has 1 point of armor and scored. Let's see.
I think we did at least 20 to it. 21, I think, if I'm counting right.
Yep. So you guys did 7. So it had 7 successes to counter your 21 dice, your blackjack, and you will, in fact, be able to defeat the conflict of flying through rocks without dying.
Yay.
With your combined abilities to not die.
Peasants rejoice.
Once again, the captain saves the day.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a
Take
minute.
Congratulatory drink.
Nice pose. We beat
Oh,
the
yeah, you're right.
rocks. The rocks.
We
did
beat
not
the
find
rocks.
us.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we have an entire enemy fleet behind us that can get us from rocks.
You know, I'd rather die to them than a bunch of rocks. A lot more honor.
It's a lot
Not-
more
Not less embarrassing.
not funny that way.
But with that, you guys, the captain on the bridge changes position. Captain, looks like they've made it through the ice field to position Zulu 12 with only 1 casualty, sir.
Poor Jim.
Well, that's 100% better than most of the other squads would have done. But another letter. It's not getting any easier.
It's it's that one asshole pilot, Jared.
Oh, that's great. That's my
Oh,
Yikes.
It doesn't matter who it was.
No, she doesn't actually say that. She just said it was the pilot, Jared Mesa.
Well, regardless of who it was, it's still one less combat effective unit out there or asset. All right, let's keep to the plan, though. Let's not make his sacrifice in vain. We got to pull out a big fish out of this one to make sure we name it the Jared maneuver. It's
And with that-
Jared.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get there.
And if I remember correctly, Lucas, you said you wanted to end about 10 tonight?
I think this is right around the range that we're shooting for. I think.
Yeah, no. That's what I was just checking for, because this is probably a good place to stop before actual combat.
Before actual combat, we have to
Or-
make real dice rolls.
The rocks didn't kill us, so we're good.
Yep. Now you just have to deal with the alien ship that's here to kill you. That can
Yay!
basically ignore your damage.
Surprise. This is great. I can't wait.
But with that, we will, as you guys manage to zoom through and find the correct paths at this point, you see what looks to be a larger ship than last time. This is no scout ship. It looks to be larger, longer, and a little more bulbous on certain sections of it. That's about as best as I could say it because this is in trotty ships. It's not wrong.
It's a space
It's
beluga whale.
You're not wrong, but why'd you have to phrase it like that?
Because it's the best way to phrase it like that.
There's no good way to phrase it.
Yeah.
They look like big
Bulbous.
floating space turds. I mean, really. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Space pickles.
That
Space
corn.
pickle.
They do look like pickles.
Space
Mhm.
pickles. So dill.
The sh-
So good.
The ship here that you see though is massive.
Dang.
The ship that they seem to have sent in is around 3,000 meters long by just estimations as I drag his picture here and large.
It's a space pickle.
It's the space pickle, yes.
Space pickle.
What's the deal with that thing?
Let me transition over there real quick.
What's
so
the
everybody get a little
dill
peek.
with space pickles?
Oh, sounds like. Get out of here, Seinfeld.
What's
the deal with that? That does look like a big space pickle. All right, we got that, so
Mhm.
everybody can see it real quick. And now I'm going back away from it. All right, back to our face screen. Transition.
But with that, you see the ship, the giant ship before you, and you finally notice, or rather, the captain gets the report of the ship. Sir, it looks like the enemy's moving away their larger ships in to engage us. It looks to be 3,000 meters long and a lot of weapons. From what we were able to tell in the last couple of battles, these seem to be some kind of carrier.
Reeled in a good fish then. Prepare for the maneuver.
Understood, sir.
Sound the alarms for the civilians in case we have to do something again stupid.
Yes, sir. And, she taps it and the bridge lights go dim and turn red, and the alarms ring through the ship.
Oh,
The SDF-1 is about to engage in combat. All civilians, please report to the pre-recognized shelters in your area. Repeat.
and make sure you go ahead and have those scientists ready to spin up their crazy ideas, because I have a bad feeling that this guy's not going to be by himself if he's a carrier.
Understood, sir. Dr. Emil Lang and his teams are already on standby and ready to perform either the transformation or other things if needed.
We'll start with the barriers. Let's give those a test drive first. Anyway,
Yes, sir.
carry it out. Let's do this.
And with that, the SDF-1 starts turning in the darkness and turns to face the opponent. And just as it starts to creep out of the darkness, it is well within the range. Both ships are well within their range and in a standoff position at this point. And the first alarms can already be raised that the enemy is preparing to engage. And with that, we will end it right there, right before I kill them all, hopefully.
That's good.
Next time.
Next
Because
week,
man,
Robotech.
this ship is mean, and I'm here to kill you guys.
Mm.
And this isn't even the largest ship they have. But no, people who do watch this show will know I am not throwing the correct ship at them. It was supposed to be a destroyer sent at them. I decided that's no fun.
Oh, so you changed it up. I
He
mean,
jumped one level.
Yeah,
really? I mean,
He upped it because we
You know-
nuked his last one a little too quickly.
we're basically like level 2s here, Mike. Remember that. If you throw a level 10 monster at us, we die. But I guess you
So
just
if I
say
say
had
that.
my weapons officer that one of the people that isn't playing right now said he would want to do if he joined, then I
Mhm.
wouldn't have any problem with any level 10 monsters.
But don't
Oh.
worry. There are many ways to deal with this thing, and of course you are catching the enemy off guard, so we will get to introduce surprise rounds next time. But with that, I am the Robotech Master Harukajunko, and I say, have a good, happy New Year, everyone. And I will now pass it to Fayt, who is new here. We must bully Fayt.
Yes, I was out of commission for a couple episodes. Sorry about that. Hopefully back on track and I'll be here more often so Archie can have his kicks and slaps. Hate to deprive him of that.
He won't feel whole without it.
Yeah. But happy to play here, and I don't know much about the rules or anything else, but I do like Macross and Robotech. See how it all goes. Whoever's next.
We'll pass it off to Alex Matz.
It's been great having the whole crew here finally. It's fun getting back together after the holidays, and that's about all I've got to say. I'll pass it over to Captain Colors.
Ah, yes, as indeed it was great to get back in the saddle, so to speak, after the holiday break. Fun things coming down the pipe in this coming year. Me and Lucas are working on a couple more show type ideas, and we're going to definitely have to bring back a couple shows. I'm sure he's going to mention that just to finish them off. But as always, I had a great time, and thanks for letting me play.
If you want, you can talk about your.
You'll let me talk about it. I talk about it enough as it is, it seems.
Well, just so people out there know, because it is sci-fi related, and we just don't have dates set yet, and these are to come.
I've currently still building. I've spent like the last 3 days just blitzing through maps, building stuff for the Alien RPG made by I believe it's Free League. That's what it says. Yeah, the Free League. I can't remember what they call it off the top of my head. Fayt Year Zero or something like that. And it's a D6 system similar to this, where but instead of any modification to the dice, that system is at 6 or fail. If you get a dice pool of 500 dice and you roll 1 6, you still passed. There's no difficulty that modifies your dice, but modifications like that modify how many dice you can roll. So if you have a difficult maneuver, you lose dice on it. It's quite unique, and there's some stress mechanics, but it's based on the Alien universe, which as a campaign setting, I won't be throwing them right into the deep end of xenomorphs, which kill in one hit in some cases, but it's a definite threat that's in the background of life. These things exist, and these things are going to eat all of you at some point. It's very different from a lot of systems, and there is got to be a player contract where you know that once I tell you something's dangerous, it's in your hands, because there's the monsters I roll for, but everything else the players roll for. So if I tell you your suit has 5 units of air in it, and you do something that requires you to make that roll, if you roll a 1 on that roll, that unit, one of those units is gone, and you can burn up 4 units in one roll if you're really unlucky. So it's a lethal system, but it's not instantly lethal. It's just when things start going bad, just like in real life, they go bad.
Smarter, not harder.
Yep. It's an interesting thing, and like I said, the aliens are there. There's full stat rules for every stage of alien life, including the ones from the newer movies. For those people who like those, I'm still not on the fence about whether or not like those. A little vague in a lot of weird ways, but it's a movie. Not everybody likes every movie. And that's all I'm working on. Personally, I still running my show, my not show, but my Pendragon game. That's back on. Finally got back on the horse for that. And
as in the book series. As in the books. Yes, as Pendragon is in the book series, or
it's based on a fantasized version of the old stories, where the King Uther, and then Merlin stole the sun. That arc of the original, like some of the, it's more fantasy because there's actually magic involved. So it's similar to what that show did in a little way, like how you had low magic, where it's like I could change hair color or something silly like that. But for the most part, nothing really happens. There's the Fae and stuff like that in the setting too, but it's low key and not the focus. The focus is on the knights.
I want to play a scientist character that's like Paul Reisner's character from Aliens, Burke, who turns out to be a jerk. Especially
Burke was a company agent, and that's still an option.
Well, I like that idea. I like the idea of playing a character that definitely needs to die by the end of the of the of it.
Well, there's another mode too. Is
Love to eat it.
if you want to do a one shot to play tune up to play the game, we could do a what they call cinematic version, because they've got that. They got pre-written adventures that are called cinematics, which is literally you're going into the deep end with pre-generated characters with preset agendas, where one of the players has a possible PvP situation built into the character.
Oh,
If you're still part of a team,
yes.
you know, in the campaign side, it's going to be cooperative by nature because it's a campaign, but it's still going to be like I have a definite endpoint, because if I throw Xenos at you, it's a 75% chance you're all going to die. Period. Because
I love the chances.
there's a stage of the game called stealth where your characters are going to be being snuck up on a different layer of a map that only I can see until they are in the room with you, and then I'll roll a d6 and see if you die.
Just like the movies.
Yeah, they're scary. Once they get after you, they're scary.
10
It's
meters.
easy to avoid them.
8
But-
meters, 7 meters. I don't see them. Where are they?
They're in the room.
I want to be Bill,
There are the vents.
or I want to be Bill Paxton, just so I can say his cool lines.
Game
And-
over, man.
Okay,
Game
well-
over.
Well, at the moment, we got somebody wanting to be the what is it called? The Colonial Marines. They're an option. Basically, my world, the campaign setting I'm setting up is the people are technically colonists mixed with space truckers, because you work for a colony that I've already statted out and created that sends you guys to go hit derelicts, because you're in an area that's basically like the Star Wars, just the hyperspace lanes, where there's well used and well traveled areas a lot of ships go through on their way in and out of whatever star system they're at. In this case, your place is on one of those routes, and because it's on one of those routes, you get a lot of derelicts, because whatever magnetics nonsense science, big pseudoscience terms they'd use for ships being pulled out and killed by random space events, you happen to be near one of those and you get to salvage those things. And that's what my opening mission will be, is basically that. And we'll see what happens.
Sounds good. Sounds fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, thank you. Anybody else? Anything else before I talk too long? No, not really. We'll wrap up. Come back. I think we haven't really decided yet, but I feel like I'm planning on doing this again next Sunday. Then we'll talk, because Blades in the Dark, which will be returning, is also a Sunday game, but we're going to be managing and swapping and looking at schedules. But both games, as far as I'm concerned right now, as long as everybody else is on board, will be continuing. But you should join the Discord chat where we hang out and see the schedule, talk about us, and tell us what you like and what you want to see more of. So appreciate that. Also, we're looking at doing maybe some more Call of Cthulhu later this year. This Tuesday will be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Series 46, which is our dark comic book Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, as we continue with, I think, our 6th issue. I call them issues to represent the comic book style. And we got into some thick stuff. We've introduced a lot of the characters.
You went heavy on us, and it was fun.
Yeah, I have a ninja lady there, which I have not named Karai yet, but people can figure it out. Bebop, Rocksteady, and Baxter Stockman in fly form, as well as Metalhead on the turtle side. Master Splinter's been taken captive, and they're about to rescue him, and it's been fun. Oh, and also I did a little intro of Leatherhead just at the very end of last time, but I'm not sure how I'm going to use him yet, because sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad, sometimes he's both. And I'm just like, do I want to be Leatherhead, like the old Turtles cartoon, and try to do Cajun? Probably can't, so I probably won't. So TMNT is coming back, and we might find out an alternating game on Tuesdays to swap out with that. Maybe something like a Dungeon World or something fun and simple. And then later in the year, we're going to start Band of Blades, which is Forged in the Dark game. Same rules as Blades in the Dark. It's a hack of that game. And that's a dark military fantasy. Lots of undead, low magic, and I can't wait. Absolutely going to be fun. And then I'm hoping to alpha test my zombie RPG. So there's a lot of things coming up in 2020. New art, new layouts for Twitch, new things like that. So I appreciate you guys being here. Follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, follow, like, subscribe, all those things the best you can. And I think we're all set to get out of here. My name is Lucasgvariety. We'll be back on Tuesday for TMNT. Back next Sunday night for Robotech, the MACROSS SAGA. And yeah, I think salutations, good night, God bless, good gaming, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. Transition time. Oh, Captain Colors. Robotech plane. Wait. Just a time. Okay. Yes, perfect. All right.